everyone. It is my pleasure to be here to welcome you to the third grade performance of Magnificent Michigan. We are coming to you in your home or on your phone or the convenience of wherever you're watching this show. We're in the music room at Rogers, and this is the third grade concert. Each class had their own performance of this show, Magnificent Michigan, which focuses on the history of Michigan, which is part of the third grade social studies curriculum. So excited that we were able to pull this off. I'm so glad that you're here watching. Students have done a wonderful job getting ready for it. We're really glad to have a chance to show off the students. They're happy to have a chance to show off to families especially. And so thank you for taking time to watch this. That's all I have to say, so I'm going to turn it over to the students who are now going to present Magnificent Michigan.
Hello, and welcome to the annual Magnificent Michigan concert. We are very happy you're here and looking forward to performing for you. Through songs and narration, we will tell you about the history of Michigan. We bet there are some things you know about Michigan, but we're also sure there's a lot you'll learn about our amazing state.
Our first song is called Oh My Home State, and although it is pretty short, we think you'll be amazed by how much Michigan history is in this one song.
Here's a song now about a great state. It's the greatest in the land, with the Great Lakes all around it. It's the state called Michigan. Oh, my home state, oh, my home state, oh, my home state, Michigan. You're the state we're proud to call, 'cause we love Michigan. First came hunters and the traders, then the folks in caravans started logging down the rivers, planted roses on the lands. Oh, my home state, oh, my home state, oh, my home state, Michigan. You're the state we're proud to call, 'cause we love Michigan. Apple blossoms, copper pennies, milk and beef from all the farm, blueberries and sweet cherries, some of Michigan's rich charms. Oh, my home state, oh, my home state, oh, my home state, Michigan. You're the state we're glad to call home, 'cause we love Michigan. We made history, became famous, now it's known throughout the land. Cars and highways, the first stoplights, they all came from Michigan. Oh, my home state, oh, my home state, oh, my home state, Michigan. You're the state we're glad to call home, 'cause we love Michigan. We have skiing and there's fishing. It's a new vacation land. Picnic tables, tours, cabins, ranch hotels in Michigan. Oh, my home state, oh, my home state, oh, my home state, Michigan. You're the state we're proud to call home, 'cause we love Michigan. In the Northland, in the Southland, all the way from east to west. It's the state we're always proud of, for we think it is the best. Oh, my home state, oh, my home state, oh, my home state, Michigan. You're the state we're glad to call home, 'cause we love Michigan.
heard that quick musical summary, step back and get ready to listen to a little longer version of the history of Michigan, as told by our narrators, include our special guest, Mr. Drew.
Millions of years ago, the land that we now call Michigan was actually covered in glaciers. And when those glaciers melted, the lakes, mountains, and hills were created. The first people who settled in Michigan were the old Copper Indians, 5,000 years ago. But years later, there were 3 major Indian tribes in Michigan: the Ottawa, the Chippewa, and the Potawatomi. They led a peaceful life and shared whatever they had, including the food they got through fishing and hunting. In addition, they planted crops of corn, beans, squash, and even tobacco. The Indians knew the woods and waterfalls, rivers and streams better than anyone else. And when the pioneers arrived, they were happy to show them around and share what they had. In 1620, a French explorer named Etienne Brulé arrived and began to do business with the Indians. Soon, other explorers began arriving and also settled on the land. Explorers are now famous in our state, and we bet you will all recognize their names: Lafayette, Joliet, Cadillac, LaSalle, and Charlevoix. Father Jacques Marquette came too with other missionaries. They lived with the Indians and taught them about Christianity. Everyone got along peacefully until people started to get greedy. You see, Michigan had lots of wild animals like beavers, muskrats, elk, deer, lynx, bears, and foxes. And those animals had beautiful fur that was very valuable to use to trade. In fact, England wanted to rule over Michigan and got into a war with the French and Indians. Unfortunately, the English won and Michigan served England until the happiest day of all, January 26, 1837, when Michigan became the 26th state. It's important for it to have some sort of industry to grow the economy. Mining was the answer. Michigan had lots and lots of copper, iron, salt, and coal mines, all natural resources that were valuable. But there was a problem. How could they transport them? Easy. They used freighters to get across the lakes, created the sulacs to go around the canals and waterfalls, and built miles and miles of railroads to get them across Michigan and out to other states. That left just one more problem. How could they get back and forth more quickly than the ferry from the Upper Peninsula to the Lower Peninsula? Easy. They would build a bridge, and not just any bridge, the mighty Mack. Construction began in 1854, and when it was completed 3 years later, it was astounding 5 miles long. Today, the Mackinac Bridge still stands tall and proud, connecting St. Ignace to Mackinac City, and is the 3rd longest suspension bridge in the world. Something as amazing as the Mackinac Bridge deserves its own song, and the students have a great one for you right now.
Oh, the Mackinac Bridge. She's a mighty fine bridge. She's a mighty fine bridge. 500 feet high. 500 feet high. And 5 miles long. And 5 miles long. In the Straits of Mackinac, there's about as much water as you ever saw. And the folks who live there try to From its early days, Michigan has been home to many brave, creative, adventurous, and intelligent people who helped transform it into the strong state it is. Besides the pioneers, settlers, traders, and builders who developed your state, many companies started in Michigan too. The most famous is the automobile and the assembly line, created by Henry Ford and Ransom Olds.
Yes, you heard correctly. Henry Ford and Ransom Olds, each of them introduced their own version of the gasoline-powered vehicle in the summer of 1896. And while Henry Ford was the first to use to manufacture cars, Ransom Olds actually designed a concept of an assembly line. Together, Olds and Ford helped put Michigan on the map and established Detroit as the Motor City. Such an amazing achievement deserves a song, but we're not going to sing it. We have something even cooler coming up, so buckle your seatbelts and hold on.
It used to be that to get to town, you had to keep a horse and a wagon around, and it took a long time to cover that ground, but there wasn't much a body could do. Then some guys named Olds and Ford got smart, and they put an engine on a four-wheel cart, and it ran pretty good once they got it to start, with just a little nudge or two, and it went hum, hum, beep, beep, bumper chicka, bumper chicka, hum, hum, beep, beep, bumper chicka, bumper chicka, hum, hum, beep, beep, bumper chicka, bumper chicka, hum, hum. When the buggy came rumbling down the street, a commotion started that couldn't be beat. Why, ladies fainted right off their feet. They'd never seen such power. Dogs were barking and children ran, and down for a look came every man. And they gasped at the sight of this big tin can going 20 miles an hour, and it went hum, hum, beep, beep, bumper chicka, hum, hum, beep, beep, bumper chicka, hum, hum, beep, beep, bumper chicka, hum, hum. When the horse and buggy days are past, and folks quit saying it will never last, and we have big factories to put 'em out fast in every color and size. Now there's sporting cars with chrome on the side, and family cars with families inside, and fancy cars when the rich folks ride from that first automotive surprise, and it went hum, hum, beep, beep, bumper chicka, hum, hum, beep, beep, bumper chicka, hum, hum, beep, beep, bumper chicka, hum, hum.
Michigan may be famous for cars, but that's not all. Did you know Michigan leads the nation in production of blueberries, navy beans, plantation Christmas trees, red heart cherries, cranberries, and geraniums?
And for thousands of years, the many sugar maple trees have been tapped to create maple syrup. In fact, the Indians introduced it as a sweetener to the early settlers, and since then, we've all enjoyed the delicious flavor of Michigan maple syrup.
The process of making the syrup has stayed the same throughout these many years, and instead of just telling you about it, sit back and enjoy a song of how maple syrup is made.
When the winter winds are blown away, and warm spring sun shines here to stay, sap starts creeping up the tree to make a treat for you and me. And it tastes so good, how good, so good, real good, so good. It's maple syrup and it tastes so good, how good, so good, real good, so good. It's maple syrup. First you make a hole in the side of the tree, sometimes two and sometimes three. And in that hole you place a spout where the sap comes slowly trickling out. And it tastes so good, how good, so good, real good, so good. It's maple syrup and it tastes so good, how good, so good, real good, so good. It's maple syrup. You put it in a pan that's wide and flat and take it down to the sugar shack. Boil it slowly over the heat till it comes out thick and sticky and sweet, and it tastes so good. How good, so good, real good, so good. It's maple syrup and it tastes so good. How good, so good, real good, so good. It's maple syrup.
Michigan is one of the top 10 producers of maple syrup in the world, and now they know the steps. Feel free to tap to the nearest sugar maple tree and make some for yourself.
Maple syrup is just one food made locally. If you head over to Mayo, a Michigan company that was founded in Grand Rapids, you can fill your cup with all sorts of delicious products, proudly made in Michigan.
There's Verner's, which dates back to the early 1860s in Detroit.
And Sanders, which began in Highland Park in 1875.
Huntsville ice cream has come from Huntsville, Michigan since 1895.
And Kellogg started making cereal in Battle Creek in 1906.
1 year later, in 1907, Faygo started making its rainbow-colored soda pop flavors in Detroit.
And Gerber baby food that was developed in Michigan, Fremont in 1927.
And two popular snack foods have been made in Detroit for many years: Germac pistachios since 1924 and Better Made potato chips since 1934.
And finally, if you're too tired to cook after doing all that grocery shopping, you can always grab a hot and ready at Little Caesars, which has been making pizza since it opened in Garden City in 1955, or stop at Domino's, which was established in Ypsilanti in 1960.
Any way you slice it, Michigan has some fabulous foods. Actually, in every way, Michigan is magnificent from A to Z. And to prove it, we're going to sing our next song that's filled with just some of the things that makes Michigan magnificent.
A is for autos that we're famous for. B is blueberries, we go by the score. C is for Calumet, Copper Country. And D is Detroit, that's our biggest city. So merry, so merry, so merry are we. We are from Michigan and glad to be. Sing hi dairy, hey dairy, ho dairy, do. If you need more reasons, then we'll give you some. E is for Erie, one of the Great Lakes. F is for Finn Springs, Skeezy, and fish cakes. G is for Gerald Ford, once president. And H is for Holland, where the Dutch settlers went. So merry, so merry, so merry are we. We are from Michigan and glad to be. Sing hi dairy, hey dairy, ho dairy, do. If you need more reasons, then we'll give you some. I is for iron ore deep in the mine. J is our miles of chocolate and jack pine. K is for Kellogg's who gave us cornflakes. And L is for all loggers and lakes. So merry, so merry, so merry are we. We are from Michigan and glad to be. Sing hi dairy, hey dairy, ho dairy, do. If you need more reasons, then we'll give you some. M is for Mackinac Island nearby. N is the northern lights filling the sky. O is Ojibwe and Oldsmobile. And P is for pasties, a wonderful meal. So merry, so merry, so merry are we. We are from Michigan and glad to be. Sing hi dairy, hey dairy, ho dairy, do. If you need more reasons, then we'll give you some. Q is for Quincy, a big copper mine. R is the robin, our state bird so fine. S is for Sulaks that ships can pass through. And T is for tigers to Quamanon too. So merry, so merry, so merry are we. We are from Michigan and glad to be. Sing hi, dairy, hey, dairy, ho, dairy, do. If you need more reasons, then we'll give you some. U is UP with spectacular views. V is for voyagers in their canoes. W's water is plenty we've got. And X marks a fabulous mystery spot. So merry, so merry, so merry are we. We are from Michigan and glad to be. Sing hi, dairy, hey, dairy, ho, dairy, do. If you need more reasons, then we'll give you some. Y is the city of Ypsilanti. Z is for Zealand, the end of the spree. Our time is all up and we're through with the song. But to think of more verses, it won't take you long. So merry, so merry, so merry are we. We are from Michigan and glad to be. Sing hi, dairy, hey, dairy, ho, dairy, do. If you need more reasons, then you think of some.
For our final number, you will hear a song called Michigan, My Michigan. There is some confusion about this song because many people believe it is our official state song. After doing research, Mrs. Murray found out that the official state song is called simply My Michigan and was officially adopted in 1937.
However, so many more people know Michigan, My Michigan, that has become the unofficial state song. Either way, we think you'll enjoy the poetry and melody, as well as some of our pictures of our beautiful, magnificent Michigan.